comedy nor game design. I'm Ben Slinger. With me, as always, is Trev Scott.
Hello.
And joining us this week, live at PAX 2023, is Ryan Betson.
Hey, what's going on? What would you say for like a whole 200 episodes since we last did this?
Yeah, something like that.
I feel I have aged a lot more than 200 episodes. I am not feeling well.
That's how we measure age these days, is in podcast episodes.
Oh, dude, it's one of those things where my entire existence is some form of content. Because as I'm hitting 10 years of making content, whether it be like what I do now with the PlayStation show, what I did before, my original time in radio, my original podcast, like my OG podcast, it's like, holy shit, 10 whole years. I feel I really could have used that time better. But I'm also really happy with how I spent that time, so it's a real tough balance.
There you go. So I think we're going to do some click pitch.
Yeah.
Like we do every week.
Yeah.
So we're going to take some random words, we're going to throw them together into a game design, and we're going to riff on that for a little bit. And then we're going to throw it away and do another one for a little while.
Beautiful. All right, so for context, everyone, I am dusty as hell. And as I told you before, I've been doing this for years. I treated Friday night of PAX as if it was 2016, and I'm not that, and I'm not doing well.
We'll muddle our way through.
That's okay. So the name of the game is Click Pitch. Ben and I are going to have some random words. We'll chuck them together. We'll all talk about some games that don't exist, and then have a bit of a laugh along the way.
Sounds good.
Right, 3, 2, 1, click.
Okay.
Swan.
Addition.
Like addition as in math, or addition as in limited edition?
Newspaper.
Oh, okay.
The Swan edition. Okay.
So,
For some reason, I'm just getting the idea of like a Swan editor.
Yeah,
like the hat.
I do quite like that. I was going more down like following that edition route. Like, is this just a game that has the Swan edition? In the same way, you think about games were released and they go, oh, it's the Gobstopper edition. Like, they're implying that it's the better one before it even released yet.
Yeah. Maybe we can have a game where we've got different editions. I mean, even in the Pokemon style of like red and blue or whatever. We got the Swan edition and
the Swan and Duck edition.
Goose.
The Swan and Goose. That's probably a good one.
So what's the difference? What's the difference in these editions then?
Both Swans and Goose are unnecessarily aggressive and territorial. And kind of scary, really.
Yeah, and not many people know the differences, and I think that's why it's perfect.
It's an educational phase.
I mean, whenever you have these editions of games, it's only slight differences for marketing purposes anyway.
To cut money, it's the exact same model.
Yeah.
We just colour it slightly different. Think like Untitled Goose Game. One has like orange beak, one had a red beak. Same principle. We're in a financial recession. Money is tough. I don't have time for two different models.
So you play either a Swan or a Goose running a newspaper.
Yeah.
We still have the edition in there as well.
Yeah.
Struggling with distributing newspapers on a lake where they just soak into the water and aren't really readable. That's the whole gameplay. So you just have to
It's like a really weird Frogger at this point.
Or Paperboy.
Oh, Paperboy Frogger.
Paperboy on the water.
On a jet ski. Instead of a bike, it's on a jet ski.
You are your Goose and or Swan, but you're just kicking like mental under. Like, it's just a lot of smack and X.
Yeah.
So really keep that momentum going.
Flapping out paper.
Or do you do the old like decathlon trick of left foot, right foot?
Are we talking kind of like
controller destroying?
Very Death Stranding, actually with the balancing, and you got to control the wings. What's that game that was in the recent state of play, Baby Steps, which is all about like using Octodad. I was just fucking to try to remember Octodad.
I love it.
Balancing with the wings, step at a time. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, having to keep.
Well, I have gone from
left foot, right foot. Just enough. Sounds good to me.
I have gone from a very Titanic Rose laying down sexually to sitting up, so you've got my attention. My focus is altered. And
sold. Pre-order.
Okay. Yeah, pre-order. No proof of concept. This is Kickstarter. Okay. All right. So I like this. So because we say edition, right, which presumes a physical magazine.
Yeah.
But we're in a very digital space at the moment. We still get digital editions.
Digital editions are big.
Could it be a Goose and a Swan rival papers? In one game you play that paper, that game you play the other.
And if you play both, then you get the real boss of the game.
When a very Metal Gear Solid identifies your save and goes,
either Metal Gear Solid,
I don't know,
or it's like the Zelda Oracle games, where you only get the final boss when you've completed both.
Yeah, I was trying to go with we read your memory card and we see what you've done, sort of thing.
Definitely.
But the ultimate boss, are we what's the predator of this Swan?
Like River Snake?
Digital media.
It's just Rupert Murduck.
Rupert Murduck coming to shut down the independent paper.
Rupert Murduck.
Rupert Murduck?
Yeah, done.
Definitely.
Okay, that's the name of the episode, Rupert Murduck.
And look, then you get to destroy him at the end. So it's going to be pretty...
or he just retires himself. Or whatever. Is that what happened recently?
That sounds like a great end to the episode.
Yeah.
End to the game.
And then you're finding his son Quacklin. Quacklin Murdoch.
I love it because
Quacklin Murdoch.
It's so shit. I love it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Okay, cool. Once again, we're going to separate that. We've got our big boss. So he's News Corp, right?
Yeah.
Quack Corp, whatever we want to call it. Or other noises the ducks make.
Goose Corp.
Yeah.
No, but then you're a goose.
So I'm trying to think of other things that connect with ducks.
Yeah.
Like down, no.
Swan and N instead of CNN.
That's Swan and N. Yeah,
that's your.
And like Goose, like Google, but Goose kind of. No, it's okay. But not an article. They're not a newspaper.
Maybe it is just Goose Corp.
MS Goose BC.
And then part of what Rupert Murdoch is coming at you for is copyright infringement because Goose Corp is too close to News Corp.
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea that, with that in mind, of having Rupert Murdoch going after you because you are the competitor and you are the little guy, but you're absolutely disrupting Newsquack, right?
Yeah.
And Newsquack, everyone assumes Newsquack, biggest thing in the entire world. They have their very duck-leaning policies.
I mean, they've got Sky News for when they fly.
Oh my god! Why didn't I see that coming?
Love it.
Fucking genius.
This is all coming together.
But Sky with an E though, just so we don't get in too much trouble.
No, fuck it. They should have put the E on it because it's in the sky. It makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like this.
Okay. So
that's we're hitting story beats. And how do we build this game around these story beats?
So a lot of the gameplay is all about laying out the front page of the paper.
Oh, interesting.
Oh shit! Bit of like Barbie home designer feel going on.
But it's like people when they see in the old timey newspaper things to open up and take out a paper, they see your front page and they're the headline grabbing news. So
it's all about what headlines you're putting on the front page.
Yeah. And
well, it feels like super tycoony, right? You're trying to sort of use what you learn to find out what gets you the most amount of stars.
Are you doing more sensationalist sort of things versus hardcore investigative reporting?
Yeah. Do you play it, Rupert Murdoch's game? Go for the inflammatory shit?
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think of Dan Andrews' joke now for because I'm sure Rupert Murdoch would hate it.
Gander Andrews.
Gan Andrews.
Gand Andrews.
And he's the head editor at
Goose
Corp.
Okay, I really love this. So this is like your day-to-day gameplay.
Yeah.
But then I think maybe you've got the investigative journalist that can go out and find some of the more meatier pieces.
Oh god, so we're going hardcore investigation.
You're going to go find the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, follow the breadcrumbs.
I hear those birds like bread. So.
Yeah. It's like what's happening around the pond. Those old guys over there, they look like they're doing some good breadcrumbs.
I like what you're thinking. So, the putting together of the front page feels very like GM mode WWE. It's that tycoon-y stuff. It's like, well, you got to work out what's needed to get those best numbers, to get those hits, to get those headlines, to sell those issues. However, you then have possibly a point-and-clicky sort of event moment where you go and you do those deep dive journalism. So, we hear something's happened at the pond. You go and you get to where in the world is Carmen San Diego, and that you're gathering information to pile something together at the end.
Yeah, I think you're following leads, and based on the stories, you find different sort of story threads or stories that are happening, and based on that those are the options you've got for when you're building out your next paper. It's like, okay, what did you find? Right, I found that the old loon down in that end of the pond has been selling drugs or whatever. But you can follow that. If you follow that path, then you might get like a harder hitting story because you get more info about it. But it might mean you miss other stories that you didn't have time then to follow those leads.
Yeah, and of course, and like every good lead, you think you're onto something juicy, and then it may drop.
May just peter out, and you're okay, well, we're going to run it anyway because we didn't find anything else this week or whatever.
There's that risk and reward. What happens if you decide to dive down this road, and then knowing that you're not going to be ready for that issue because it came into nothing. So then how do you rebalance? Oh, that's actually
cool. So you've got either a time limit or just
God damn, this out is actually fun.
Action points or something that you can spend each day for investigating the different things in front of you.
Yeah.
And then you have the option to recycle old articles just to fill the space.
Yeah, fluff pieces that don't take much time, but you need something to fill that spot.
It's kind of like dog shows, and it's just absolute fluff piece. Maybe it's like pieces about humans, And,
You do a retrospective on the old lady who just died, who used to feed throw bread into the
and there's a lovely emotional moving piece about how she fed our homeless.
But it's not going to bring down Rupert Murduck.
No, because he's all about sensationalist journalism and.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you can spin that story in multiple ways.
See, we're focusing on are we going to look at these? The idea is these two different games, very Pokemon, but are they similar or are they different? Because you've got Chihuahua 2, Goose and a Swan. Because we've really dived into the Goose stuff, but the original words were Swan.
Yeah.
So are we going to have the Goose variant be more grassroots, and then
maybe it's different tones of the story.
Swan is more of a
fashion,
a literal beat 'em up because Swans are fucking
Swans are fucked.
So we're changing the whole gameplay for that version. That one you're just going through like a News Corp tower, fighting your way to the top.
Oh shit! I was thinking more could you go down
stealing articles.
I'm thinking that movie with Natalie Portman, Black Swan, or maybe even psychological in that way, or what's the other thing I was trying to pull reference from that I went just talking about that the Ugly Duckling sort of thing, because didn't they Ugly Duckling just turn out to be a fucking swan?
Yeah.
Bring in some of those old mythologies. How?
Now I feel like it's becoming teen comedy with the Ugly Duckling who takes off her glasses and brings down the hair.
Swan Edition is literally you're working for News Corp.
No. Okay, the base game is the Goose game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally running off the train of House.
Yeah.
The Swan Edition is that extra DLC where we've opened up a fashion edition.
It's like Devil Wears Prada.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it's an extension of the game. You've taken down Rupert Murduck in the Goose.
Yeah, and now you've got the
Vogue or something. Whatever.
Was it Helen Mirren? No, it wasn't Helen Mirren. It was who was in Devil Wears Prada?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
So you got Meryl Streep as the new big bad for the DLC.
Meryl Streep, maybe? I don't know. Taking it to the land? It's only the first pun I thought of. I can't think of it.
Okay, alright, hang on.
Meryl Cheap?
I do love that. I do also like the idea of going with the Ugly Duckling, with the Swan working for News Corp or, under Rupert Murduck.
Yeah.
and then finding out that they're a Swan, as they're working through them.
Right, like it's your own personal journey.
So it's the same sort of gameplay as the Goose version of the game, but you're working for that News Corp, allegory.
So you could do that. So if you had the 2 editions, it's more the main game is the same, but it's your personal narrative thread that's different. And that could push your decisions in different directions.
And maybe you end up joining the Goose, whatever MS Goose BC or whatever we call it, because Swan then kind of it doesn't need to be there anymore, because I like the idea of bringing the ugly duckling in, because then it gives you a reason as to, obviously you were being treated bad because you were an ugly duckling. So therefore...
Can you not look at me directly when you say that?
I'm sorry. I was just looking into your beautiful eyes.
Nice backpedal. All right, yes, ugly duckling, yes.
But I just love the idea of, this is a real reason as to why you've got that final boss. And when the Swan actually joins in with the Goose at the end of...
When you've played 2 of them, when you've played them both.
Yeah. It makes sense as to why you're going up against Rupert Murduck. Because...
Still dumb.
Wrap their necks around each other. All right, I think 3, 2, 1, click. Let's
that one rolls.
Move on.
That really does.
That was great. Burglar.
Institution.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so stealing something from an institution.
Or along the lines of kind of the John Wick-ish continental, the institution of the burglary, the sort of the organisation around burglary, and different levels of.
I like it, but if we're thinking about it, how is this written? Because I think the title will clearly tell us what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Is it burglar institution? 2 words. Burglar semicolon institution.
True. Yeah.
Because I feel that would be a very different
games there.
Yeah, because I've been in something like Assassin's Creed, and same concept, burglars, institution, is this the, you started as this gritty little burglar from the streets, then you get picked up the hand in
Game of Thrones.
Elder Scrolls.
Right.
What are not the hand? They actually have a name.
The Dark Hand.
The Dark Hand. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's something they've watched you burgle, and they're Brotherhood. Sorry, yes, and they're bringing you in burglars institute. They're bringing you into the institution, and you realise it's run by a duck.
I do, that's kind of what I like. I like that sense of coming into something bigger.
Yes.
Particularly if you are that scrappy little, burglar at the beginning.
If you want a good story arc, a good build up, that's where you'd want it. Scrappy, come in, build up.
So you're leading the thing.
Yeah, and I don't think what the idea that was sort of going with that first game was to overthrow, to take down. I think this one maybe just to be the number one. I think very God of War, the idea of his desire was to just kill the god of War, kill Ares, and then take his place on the throne. So rather have it be take him down as that's my goal, to be the head of this institution.
Well, I definitely like the arc as well of moving from pickpocketing, snatch and grab, up into breaking and entering, but then at the end it's heists. It's full on.
It's Rogue Legacy, but for burglars.
Yeah, like a roguelike.
I like that.
Cool. There's a little bit of what was it that did that?
Rogue Legacy 2?
No. that had burglary aspects, but I can't remember. It was by the guys who did Dan that, whatever, and Ben there, Dan that.
Lair of the Clockwork God? Or?
No, that was but it was that same team. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That had some aspects of that, but yeah, I do like the idea of heisting and burglary as a roguelike and building up your skills.
Yeah.
Run after run.
Yeah. And then, you get, a lockpick set, and you get a slightly better lockpick set, or you get a really good, a face disguise, you get sneaky sneakers, all these little incremental things. We're not talking roguelite in the truest sense of, you start from scratch every time.
No.
That newer roguelite, which I really fucking dig, which is the one where, yes, each run is different, but you learn from it and then you bring something.
Yeah.
So not quite,
Like
not quite
almost a bit-
not
almost-
Returnal, because Returnal was
Almost a bit
brutal.
more of almost close to like an extraction shooter kind of vibe as well.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
You go in, you run, you're trying to get out, and you've got whatever tools you took with you, and then you can do it better over time.
Yeah, so you get the money from the burgles, so you can like, put it into your skill points or to your gear or whatever.
You get captured, and if you don't make it out properly, then you can send someone else in to capture you.
Very like Rainbow Six Extraction sort of feel.
Extraction.
Yeah. That's the institution, because that's the beauty of an institution. There's lots of bodies.
Yes.
It's not about
Have you played Mr. Sun's Happiness?
Yeah.
So it's a roguelike where you have different characters. They each have different sort of skills.
Yeah.
And
You choose one to play as essentially to go into a level and try to complete it. I could see that sort of thing working. My mind
it
kind
will
of
really
went to
work
that too.
if you're like recruiting new burglars as you're going. And you can sort of have your team going and building up.
So if one person gets captured, then it's like, okay, now you've got a mission there or part of one of the missions in your next run is to save them, and you might get them back, and then you haven't lost a level 5 pickpocket because you saved them.
See, I love that idea. I think coming back from starting from the scrappy, right? You do start as one person, then you start accruing more people, and that allows you to open up those bigger heists, right? Even down to when you sort of hit that silly Fast and the Furious level, like dragging a safe down a street level, like intensity. Now what starts as robbing DVD players, TV VCR combos out of the back of semi-trucks in your Honda Civics. I'm getting very specific, I'm sorry.
By the end, you can purchase the Mission Impossible, like drop from the ceiling into the room with the lasers.
So that you just ziplining across from a higher skyscraper down onto this one, entering in from the top, grabbing the stuff, extracting using a balloon, Metal Gear Solid S.
I'm trying to think here. What would be the end of this? The beauty of this idea, and speaking of Fast and Furious, is that you can always just think of something bigger. So there may not be an end. Like there's an end point here, and you just grind until you get to that point, and then there's the ability for frequent updates to be like, we've added
you
this
got the end
heist.
game.
Yes.
Then, and you can still go on more heists and grind for that sweet.
We just keep adding
collectibles and
now you can steal the Declaration of Independence. Now you can steal the Eiffel Tower.
We tie it in with stuff.
Sorry,
national treasure.
Movie tie-ins. It's like you go and steal this from that movie, or
from other heists. See, that's the ultimate heist.
You go and
steal the stuff that they heisted.
Yeah, you go and steal.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, you got to go steal Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool. You got to steal that carrot that Brad Pitt's eating the whole time.
Or you got to go steal the.
I love that he eats in every scene. By the way, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, you got to go steal like the Fabergé egg that they steal in like the second one, which no one really likes.
Yeah.
You got to steal the deck of cards they use in Now You See Me Too.
So it took me a minute because I had that in the deep of my brain,
and it just came screaming forward and just kind of knocked a hole over what the shit out.
Keep it super Australian. We have to go steal Priscilla from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
There you go.
We have to go steal the bus,
or the very very important ping pong ball that they took.
Yes,
as like a memento of that magical night.
The movie's still rad. But yeah, like that's kind of I think that's the cool potential there of just like ways to integrate. Because look, product integration is a massive part of the games at the moment.
Oh, totally. Well, that's it. You start to tie in with all the other games and things.
Now
you're stealing, Master Chief's helmet.
Yeah.
Now you're stealing Mario's mustache.
That's awesome. I love the fact that you're just stealing Mario's mustache. Or even
off his face.
Mario's M. Like,
steal the M.
He just doesn't have an M anymore. And you can't tell the difference between him and Luigi because you also stole the L.
That's the only way to
We're all
tell.
a little colourblind. Can't tell the greens
They're
and the
different
red.
colours?
The reds and greens. I'm blue-green colourblind, man. I have fucking no idea. But no, that's actually really cool because a lot of games have done that recently. Like Power Wash Simulator, right?
Yeah.
Which is integrating unnecessary shit.
Yeah.
Like, you want to power wash Lara Croft's manor? I'm like, no, but I kind of will now.
Kind of will now.
Same concept. It's like, do you want to, go steal this from that? Like, no, but
like,
I kind of will now.
For a long time, every game had a Portal DLC.
Yeah.
Evil Genius, you could add Portal stuff.
Bridge Constructor Portal.
Yeah.
Actually,
That game slaps, by the way.
That one they made the use of. Yeah.
Portal edition. Like, now more portalier.
Now with 3 portals.
Yeah,
the third one just kills you. It doesn't link to any.
2.5.
Half of you comes out one, half of you comes out the other.
Or you go in one, you come out of that portal, you go back into it, and you come out the other portal. Like, it hurts your head. Like, it's a 3 portal system.
It's the same. Like, it's like any what's it called? Is it bootstring paradox? The time paradox, where the events of the future have
bootstrap
to
be, bootstrap part.
Yeah, the past has to affect the future, but you can't do it if you have the.
If you It wouldn't have happened.
I love Doctor Who, but the second they get all like timey-wimey, like reference intended, fucking destroys my brain. It's paradox. Like,
So I'm just going to do
distracted, but that
time check.
Yeah, how we chatting?
We've got time for one more quick one.
Ooh.
Speed round.
Aren't y'all lucky?
Speed round.
Hair. Yep.
Jingle. So is this something around advertising for hair products, or is it literally the sound that hair is making for some reason?
Like a VR game?
A VR game. Where
taking advantage of the new accelerometers.
You jingle the hair jingles. You've got bells in there for some reason.
Oh, so it's actually like a stealth game where you...
stealth game, you have to keep your head still as much as you can.
Oh, I really quite like this. It's kind of like an Assassin's Creed, but you were at a work function, and they they talk you into getting like plaits and getting like bells in your hair.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's a Christmas party.
Yeah.
We're trying to break into a Christmas party. Or out of a Christmas party.
Out of a Christmas party.
Out of a Christmas party.
Yes,
it's the word Christmas party. You don't want to fucking go. But like, you don't want to look like you don't care. So you put bells. You put bells in your hair
and mistletoe.
And then you're like, I realize now I have to get out of this fucking place. My hair is so loud.
Yeah, you had that one too many drinks. Jenny put bells in your hair.
Cheryl has been a bitch like usual.
Yeah.
Like,
fucking Cheryl.
I mean, I don't know what it is with Cheryl.
What does she even do here?
But she keeps on coming in for a kiss every time. It's like, I know I've got mistletoe, but it's like, it's inappropriate.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So now,
it really is.
So now you're trying to sneak out.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so you're trying to dodge it. You were there. You made your visual appearance.
Yeah.
You made sure all the right people saw you. Hence the bells.
Yep.
Brought attention to everyone's like, oh shit, John's here, fantastic. Glad John came to the Christmas party. Like, fucking having it out.
Yeah.
But
jump scares.
It's Alien Isolation style, like hiding.
Cheryl's looking for you.
Cheryl's looking for you.
And she jumps out and gives you a kiss, and it's because it's in VR, it's like right up there. Like,
the kitchen demo for Resident Evil 7. Like, it's all up in your business.
Yeah.
And like Christmas has the ability to feel really lovely or really eerie.
Yeah.
So this is on the eerie side. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like the ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, you've got,
ding,
what is it?
in the background. What do you mean?
The fucking bells song.
Jingle bells.
Dun, 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 dun.
And it builds up, it crescendos as she's getting closer. It's like dun 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 dun.
And that's the escape.
Cheryl's coming.
I just, there's something about this and the fact that the elevators don't work. Like, you're on the top floor
hence
and
that
you're having to...
reverse raid. Start from the top, work your way to the bottom, you gotta get out.
You're having to go down the stairs, every step you're just jingling, no matter how hard you keep your
and you get
I like the idea of every level of the floor, every floor of the building being a level, and like you just got to get to the stairwell.
Yeah,
all you got to do.
You get down a few stairs and it's like, oh damn it, something's blocking the rest of this stairwell, or you hear Cheryl coming up. And so you need to get out onto this level and keep on moving, and you get to the other side where you know that she's not going to be this time.
And in order to make you move, we've got like baubles hanging from the roof. There's tinsel everywhere,
like
so you've got to duck and weave, but you've got to do it without like jingling your hair too much. You know, then you've got to get stuck into name conversations about, you know, fucking John's nephew who did some shit that I don't remember. You're like, just fucking shut up, John. And then you just keep. So then there's like dialogue options, and then you got to like, do you be polite? Do you be a right prick about it? Like, you know, you've got to balance that. There's morale counter in there now.
You have to. They keep asking you yes and no questions, and you need to nod and shake your head.
Like that ding ding.
Yeah.
So you can't get stuck in a conversation because your responses will bring Cheryl.
Yes. But if you don't respond, then they'll think you're rude, and you're creating other problems. Then.
And then they'll ask you more questions, more quicker questions if you don't respond.
They'll cause a bit more of a scene and cause you a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's just like most workplaces, dodge conversation.
Yeah. Okay, I think there are different levels of the party happening.
Yeah.
So
then you got different levels. You got the finance level, right? And then you've got like up at the C-suite.
Marketing party's way different.
Oh,
like
yeah.
HR, you know.
You should see the mail room.
Woo! I just love the idea of going through all these different levels. Like, obviously, you're the big boss of the building, I think. And so you have to make an appearance at all the other parties.
Oh, you're the boss. You're the CEO.
You're the CEO, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But it's the reason why everyone's happy to see you in all these different...
Well, everyone wants to talk. Everyone wants to schmooze you.
Okay.
Because why, if you're just some random schlub, like, why would everyone want to talk to you? Fuck yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
So you have to make an appearance at all these different parties. Doesn't have to be in order. You can skip a level, do this one so that Cheryl doesn't know where you are, go up on the next staircase, and then schmooze a little bit
Okay,
here.
that's interesting, because then you've got a reason to get to each floor, and you have to meet, or you just have to meet with like a particular person on every level.
Yeah, every floor has
The head
its
of
own
that.
hit of objectives.
Yeah, and the reason why you've got to be very careful is because you could do like one or two of these objectives now, get down into another level, do another couple, because you saw Cheryl like poking her head around the outside.
Tying in the Christmas stuff, what is it you have to personally deliver? It's part of your role. You have to personally deliver the Christmas bonuses.
The bonuses, that's what you get.
That's why you're hitting every floor.
Yes.
Personally deliver it to like
whether the manager of the floor, and they're deep. They're deep in all these people.
And again, I think then you can have custom objectives on each level, because in HR the manager's a real party animal, and so he's up on the table dancing, and you've got to like clear the area or like do something to
just bring him over without making your hair jingle.
Yeah, exactly.
Now just be very careful, because Jenny is good friends with Cheryl.
Oh shit, there's relationship dynamics in this too?
You've now got to...
They'll report.
You know that Jenny is like this with Cheryl.
Yeah.
Like, so if you get seen by Jenny, Jenny will let Cheryl know where you are. Because she put out something on Twitter going, let me know where John is, because...
I think if you get seen, or if you get into certain situations, then something will go out on the company-wide intercom, right? You know, everyone come see the boss down a jelly shot or something.
I do have an idea for a DLC.
Already?
Okay.
You play Cheryl. And you're tracking John.
Yeah.
You're the C-suite. You're the CEO, COO, CFO. And you've got Cheryl chasing all of them. But okay, so back to
Cheryl's she's on a controller. She's on a PC. Everyone else is in VR.
Keep talking and nobody explodes sort of thing. Like she can see it all happening and say, oh, like that.
Oh, so she's got things coming up on the phone. Like reports of the, as they see you.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
And if you're playing Cheryl, and occasionally you always get updates, and you've got to you've got to hit your reps on each floor to get them to close in. So it becomes a tactical RPG. It's like tactical RTS, RTS, sorry, on the other side. Now, to expand on your being able to go any level where you want, there has to be thresholds, right? You can't just go from top to bottom, because that's a lot of movement. So, how do we design?
There's a lot. Going back up is a lot harder for John. So he goes slower back up. He goes far. He can skip stairs on the way down, but he's a little portly.
What if it's the other
Well, I
way?
think that you can use
The other
elevators.
way.
I think you can use elevators, but you risk getting stuck in there with people, right? And
Oh, yeah.
the longer you're in there, the more likely you are that someone in there is going to come on and they're going to report to Cheryl, or Cheryl's just going to come on.
Or Cheryl's just there,
Yeah.
like in the elevator.
Yeah, you open the door and she's just instantly in your face.
Well, I like the idea. You hit the button and you're just hearing very muffled.
But even sometimes, like she's on the elevator, she won't land on your floor, but you just hear it go. Dun, 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 dun. Just
You're
like-
waiting. You're
Sorry, for
sitting
those
there
that
waiting,
can't like see, because there's no visuals. Like, it's my hand sort of going up, like so as like she's ascending the tower, and
It's
you're
a vertical Doppler.
Yeah, you're on that.
Doppler.
Yeah, yes, it's vertical Doppler.
Okay, I love this. Okay.
All three of those ideas rule, by the way.
That was
End
great.
of this episode. Thank you so much, Ryan, for coming back on.
No worries. Thanks for having me and like supporting my bullshit. I love
Yeah,
it.
that was awesome.
Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on socials.
Yeah.
But Twitter's probably the one, or X, where I'm most active on, which is at HaggardMC, HAGGARDMC. If you want to hear more of my nonsense, more of my talking, you can check out our weekly PlayStation podcast called For the Players. The Pop Culture of PlayStation podcast comes out each Monday at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. It's one of the best places for personality
All
and
things
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
And it's a personality delivered PlayStation podcast. It's kind of the way I explain it. It feels like it's a late show of PlayStation podcasts.
Yeah.
In that, like, it's full of personality, it's tons of fun, but like, it's good shit. They know what they're doing. It works. Yeah.
So very good.
So thanks again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. If you want to find us online,
Yes.
go to podchaser.com/Bitstorm. All of our episodes are up there. Leave us a review. Let us know what you thought of these great ideas tonight.
And yeah, thanks to Curious for letting us use their song time and time again. Matt defines up the Uncontainment Failure as the opening and closing track to our stupid podcast.
You think I would have learned by now?
Oh, God.
Especially
Here
that
it
bass
is.
player and the vocalist.
Those are good. So thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. As I said before, I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
I'm Ryan Betson.
And have a goose of a time.
Oh, fuck, Sheriff.